as your NLSAT examination is scheduled for tomorrow, and I'm sure that many of you must be feeling a little anxious and might be losing out on the wholesome picture of the examination, which is why I'm here to briefly remind you of the things that you need to keep in mind before tomorrow's exam, and also how you need to plan your whole examination for tomorrow. We are going to briefly talk about it in today's video. Hi guys, I'm Ayushi, your Metaphor Law-based examinations, and welcome to Law Digest. At the start, I would like to wish you all the very best for your examination tomorrow. Be confident that whatever you have prepared and howsoever you've prepared and practiced, it will work for you tomorrow, and it is something that you've been working upon, so you need not doubt your preparation. Now, the things that you need to keep in mind, something that you should miss out on is firstly the timing. Time is very important for this examination. You will have 150 minutes. Time can be a deal breaker in this examination. So you have two parts. Both part A and part B are equally important. You cannot ignore any of the parts because both of them are counted equally in the merit. Further, your performance in part A gets evaluated on the basis of which your part B gets checked. So part A cannot be ignored. So there might be some people who would attempt part B first, but then you have to be sure that when you're attempting part B, you're doing so in a fitted time frame so that you're able to get to part A and complete that, because eventually out of all the students who attempt part A properly, whatever marks they are scoring, based on that, the top 600 students will move further whose part B will get checked. So your part A also needs attention. Now, when you're doing passages, do not read the passage again and again, because that way you'll be wasting a lot of time. Try that you are able to read the passage within 3-4 minutes, and in the next 7 minutes or so you can attempt the questions. You'll get around 8 to 10 passages in the question, and current affairs questions are something that can be done away right there and then. You don't need to refer to the passage for that. You can simply read the question and mark your answer for that. Now, as far as your reasoning questions are concerned, don't get too stuck up on a particular question, because you'll be wasting a lot of time. And if something is not striking to you, you're not able to understand what is being said, or the language seems to be complicated, put a hold on that question for the time being and move to the next. Do not get emotionally attached to one question, because that way you will be missing out the probable marks that you might fetch in the other questions. Then part B, I'm seeing how students are attempting the mocks, how they're writing the answers. Something that I again will emphasize on. I spoke about it in the video before this. I think a week back only I discussed with you regarding NSAT mocks, that what students are writing, how are they writing, and what they need to improve upon. So keep this in head, that whenever you get a question before you, you will have to attempt your 5 legal questions, your subjective answer writing questions, and 1 essay. Earlier it used to be 6. So you have that time now in hand, which wasn't available to aspirants before you. So you have that one question ka extra time with you. I am sure that in 60 to 75 minutes you can complete part B paper. How to go about it? You will have those spaces for you. 1.5 page sort of space you will have for your legal answer writing questions. Now, when I say legal answer writing questions, remember they do not need to have legal knowledge in those questions. That is not required. That is not the demand of the paper. They've clearly said prior knowledge of law is not required. So refrain from writing down any legal knowledge that you have on the question. Don't apply that. It will not make you fetch extra marks. Here the questions will be judging you based on your reasoning. So that is something essentially that should reflect in your answer. So you will start with the issue that's in the question, the fact and issue. Then you will refer to the relevant rule that will apply in the case, the law that is being spoken about in the question. You apply those rules to the facts in the question and argue your stance. When you do that, you also take into account the arguments of the other side and you rebut those arguments. Some students are simply stating the arguments of the other side. That is not enough. You have to rebut so that the examiner can understand that what is your predominant stand. And on the basis of that, you come to the conclusion. So that is how your legal answer writing needs to be. And then as far as the essay is concerned, see, facts, data, all this will not matter. Like in UPSC you do, or in other examinations you quote a lot of current affairs and facts. That is not required here. Here they are looking at, again, they're looking at your reasoning and analytical skills. So writing a fancy quote in the beginning won't matter. Your essay should basically reflect again your stance on a particular issue. You need to justify that stance, point out the problems that are there, and suggest a solution, a way forward, and conclude accordingly. That is what you need to do in your essays. I've many a times through my videos already discussed with you that how are you supposed to do answer writing, how are you supposed to do essay writing. So this should be clear by now. And as far as part A again is concerned, one thing I'd like to say that when you have a passage before you and you have questions following it, just briefly, before reading the passage, have a glimpse of the questions. You will get to see the context of each question, that what are they really asking. So when you'll be reading the passage, it will strike in your head that okay, when you see a keyword, you will see that okay, I saw something like this in the question, so maybe this is important and I should read the lines in and around this particular keyword. So that ways you need to just skim through the questions once briefly before reading on the passage, because we are in such a mentality that when we are reading the passage, we are continuously thinking that okay, I'm reading this line, is there a question on this particular line? So if we'll read the questions beforehand, it sort of becomes important for us while reading the passage, then we will be very attentive, which otherwise you might miss, because while reading the passage sometimes we might get lost, we might not be reading with too much of focus. So in order to avoid those things, have a look at the questions to get an understanding that okay, this part from the passage will be important and I have to pay attention. In tomorrow's examination, make sure that you are well slept so that you can do, because there'll be too much of reading required. So your reading stamina needs to be there. Before even sleeping, I would suggest that you read something so that you are in that groove, you maintain that groove. I hope you've given mocks. If anyone is still left out in giving mocks, mocks are something that will help you prepare you for the examination in a timed manner. You can practice and put yourself in that timing. So this exam is not something that requires you to mug up or rectify anything. So you don't need to revise as such before the examination apart from current affairs. The best way to go about this examination is just practice. So if you haven't given any mock as yet, then do give your mock before the examination so that you are prepared and you are in that exam mode, so that tomorrow when you are writing the examination, it does not feel something new. You don't feel scared, you don't feel out of the place. It seems as if it is a regular exercise that you have been doing. The time is obviously less for the mocks, so whatever mocks you can attempt as of now, today, please do so. In some way or the other, it will definitely affect your score. And as far as the score is concerned, I've continuously been telling you guys that part A, part B, both are equally important in the merit. So make sure that you give equal importance to both the parts. Your score combined should be 100 plus for you to qualify. That's what we have been seeing in the past. So try to target that score. In answer writing, you do not get marks awarded easily. Now you see that the each every answer is for 12 marks, so it's very difficult for a person to score even a 8 or a 9. They don't allot you marks so easily, so you have to write really well to get those marks. And that is not difficult. As I said, the approach that I said, just follow that approach: issue, rule, arguments from both the sides, rebutting one side and concluding. If you follow this format, write formally, do not use extra flowery language or do not use extra casual language. If you maintain this particular format, you will fetch marks for yourself in the examination. You've already practiced a lot. There's so many people who are already giving marks. I've been checking them. So if you've done thorough good practice, there is no doubt that you would not perform well in the examination. Obviously, the seats are limited, but your preparation will speak of your performance tomorrow. So if you're confident that you've prepared well, do not fret in the examination tomorrow. Think well, think logically when you're going to the examination. Keep your common sense with you and do not overuse your brain in the morning till the time you reach the exam center. Do reach the exam center on the time that has been given in your admit card, because they close down the gates before the examination. It's better to reach there on time and avoid last minute hassles. And all the very best to all of you. Let me know after the examination how it was. And I'm sure that you've done your best. We have also been helping you prepare for this examination since very long. We've been trying to help you ace the answer writing part. We've also been focusing again and again on your answer writing, and we've put out so many videos just in case you are still not able to get there as to how to write answers, watch one or two videos to get the clarity. I've posted some videos in this month only. Do watch those videos, even the information session. It'll give you a lot of clarity about the examination and what do they expect out of you. Rest, do not get anxious unnecessarily. This exam is just about logic, and that is what you have to bring out tomorrow on that sheet of paper, or while marking those OMR. It's just like a conversation that you're having from someone in your family. You're trying to interpret what they are saying, or you're probably trying to argue with them over a particular fact. Consider it as that. Do not think that you are sitting in an examination and it's a situation of make or break in your career. Forget all of that. Enjoy your examination, have faith in your preparation, and you will do well, I'm sure. All the very best to all of you. And do remember that we keep coming out with videos for your law exams, for your legal based career, for legal guidance. So make sure that you're following us here as well as on Instagram.